Nice meeting you again. The last time we met, that was in Dubai during the MCT Summit.
Yes, I still remember.
Cool. So how are you doing? Yeah,
We are
so
doing great.
cool. So good evening all, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are connecting from. So today we'll be looking at one interesting topic, working with images in Power BI. And we have lots we're going to learn during this section. This is actually a beginner's track, so we are not doing anything complex. I can assure you no single dance formula will be issued throughout the session. Okay, so let's get started. I actually wanted to use a PowerPoint slide initially, but I decided no, since I'm talking about images, why not use Power BI throughout for my presentation? So I have this Power BI slide and it's uploaded. So guys, thank you. Since morning you've been on this section. Sincerely, I had a wonderful day yesterday. Today is amazing since 8 a.m. Nigerian time. I've been seated. I stay glued to every section. It's been amazing. Wonderful section indeed. Now let's go straight. I've already published this on the browser. So this is my browser. So I'm actually looking at working with images in Power BI reports. So a short introduction about myself. I'm Ayodeji Folarin, a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional on Data Platform, a Microsoft Certified Trainer, and I have my MBA in Financial Management. So I've been doing a lot of things around software development, computing. I have over 23 years as a trainer and over 20 years as application developer. And also I've been into database management and development far back as Sybase and the early version of SQL Server. And also we'll be looking at, I've been into Power BI for about 6 years thereabouts. And lately I've gone into cloud technology. So I'm the founder of Niger Power BI User Group and also co-founder of Africa Data and AI User Group. So this is actually my link, dgfolari.com. So you can always get everything about me. My LinkedIn handle, everything is actually there. So agenda for today. We want to look at images in storytelling. What is the importance of image in storytelling? We want to look at using images. We want to talk about visuals, formatting, using icon, buttons, working with image URL, using image intuitives. We'll look at some demo session. We'll conclude as we move on. Okay, so let me move on to my next slide. So image in storytelling. Let me tell you this. Picture is a great way to convey your message quickly to your audience without them reading through bulk of text on your screen. And image has a lot of things it's going to do for your audience and your presentation. Number one, it grabs their attention. Number two, image tell the story on its own. Number three, image can convey your message quickly, and also it is shareable. Now, I would like to tell you a short story of what happened to me about 35 years ago. I saw one image. Let me go to the next slide. I saw this particular image about 35 years ago, and the image is talking about what is insurance. And despite the fact that there are a lot of things written, the only thing that caught my attention is this image. And they said insurance is the transfer of risk. So I can see on a relay game somebody passing the baton over, and risk is written on it. This is enough for me to understand the definition of insurance. But other tests, somebody can define insurance as insurance is a financial product sold by insurance company to safeguard. Come on, we don't need this heavy load. We don't need these tons of message again. All what we need is get image, make use of image to deliver your message and to tell your story. So, okay, so let's start. Number one, during visual formatting, why not just call up image and use it in your slide? They add more value to what you have in your slide. This is my slide. This is a visual that I have. I feel, okay, let me just add one or two things to make the visual stand out instead of just having a common visual as we have it this way. So instead of waiting to the demo section, I think it's better I take each of them and I move on. Let me go to my content again. Content. Okay, so I will take them one after the other, so I don't need to wait for the demo session. So I'm going back to my Power BI desktop. I think I've gone through, I've passed the content. I'm somewhere around here. Okay, so let's try to turn this to something that looks more like this. Number one, let me select my visual. On my visual, I want to format this visual and add more value to my visual. So if you have any visuals like this, most of the charts you have here, either your bar chart, your column charts, your line charts, area charts. If you have all those charts, you can actually add image by just going straight to plot area. There in the plot area, I can decide to add image to my work. I can pick up any image I feel like. This is the image I use. I just pick up this image, and before you know it, I have the image on my charts. Number two, I don't want it to conflict with my figures, with my diagram, with my line charts. So what can I do? I can adjust the transparency. Let me see. I can still do more. Okay, this is not bad. It's perfect. And also, I can work on I can make it fit or feel. I don't know which one. Okay, I think fit is much more better. I can do this. And apart from that, I can work on the other formatting tool to deliver value to my presentation. Now I move on to the next page. The next page, I can also make use of icons for things around infographics. All what I have here, I have the same thing here and more. I use the same area space, but I have lots to deliver and much more appealing. So let me go to the cloud version. I think that should be this page. Okay, so it's much more appealing. Oh, no, not this. Okay, so, and I feel, what can I do? Can I work on this and at least add value to what we have there? So let me quickly walk around this and make use of icons, images to tell a story. Now, where can we get icon? Most of the time, we can download icon online, but you don't need to go that far. So if you are using any of the Microsoft Office application on your system, I'm going to do my example with PowerPoint. Right under inserts, you can insert picture, you can insert icon. This icon is amazing, it's wonderful. You can insert 3D models, but let's talk about the icon. Pick on the icon. There are countless number of icons, thousands of them, and it has actually categorized them. Are you looking at people? Are you looking at stickers? Are you looking at videos? Do you need illustration in your work? Come on, just pick whatsoever you need and you are up and running. Let me just say icon, for example. I want to talk about sales. Let me just type sales there. So once I type sales or profits, see anything around profits, okay, I can see different currency jumping at me. So all I need to do, pick up the one I want to use in my presentation, and off I go. So let me just pick one of them. For example, I want to use this insert, and the next thing is I have it on my screen. If you are using the old version of Office, you might not have icon on your work, but we have a way we go about that in those days. What we always do, just come to test. You want to insert a test, but the test, you are not actually typing anything. So come back to insert and say you are inserting a symbol. Go to symbol. Now, these are images. So you can go through the web link, or you can go through the Wingling. Any of these, you have amazing images there for you. Let me just play with one of what we have here. Okay, let me use this. Insert. Okay, this also insert, close. I have two of them there. So I can highlight and increase the font. It's actually a test. And I can pick one of them. For example, let me pick this. Control C, copy it, come out here, right click. This time, paste it as picture. Once you paste it as picture, you have this. You can actually work on it by coming straight to color. Maybe everything I'm doing is green, green, green. Let me use a color scheme for my organization. And this image is good to fly. I love trimming my images to give it more value, or my icons. So I can trim up the edges, the spaces around the icon. Once I'm through, right click on the image and save it as a picture. Save as picture. Dump this on my desktop. On my desktop, call it house or home. Home tag. Okay. So this is ready. I will do the same thing to any form of icon I may want to use. So these are different ways you can get your icon. And right there on your hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry, I think I had a network issue. So that's one of the things we face here in Nigeria. Okay, so let's move on. Uh, Back to what we did last. So this is how to clean up your image from tests. I've turned it to image. Right click on the image. You can always save any image. Once you click on save as picture, the next thing is it gets it saved on any location you might want to do that, and you go straight to your Power BI. From Power BI, what you need to do, I need the image somewhere here. Come to insert. From insert, I will say come in as image. If I want it to come as image, right on my desktop, I call it home, home tag. I can call it up as a normal image. This is a regular image. I can have it there. And also, I might decide to bring it up as a button. I love using blank button. So click on blank button. So the button is up there. Let me bring the button here closer. All of this button I use to navigate my work is I actually use blank button. And the next thing is to put the image right in there. So where is that? I guess that should be my background. No, it's not my background. I'm filling the image. Okay, I want to fill the image, add image to what I'm doing. Come on. Is this responding at all? Why is it not going? Okay. Oh, put it on. I thought it's on. Okay, turn it on. Add image to it. Now look for that same image right there on my desktop. Where is home? Home tag. Cool. So I have it now as a button, and I don't like the font. It's not coming out neat the way I wanted it. So what can I do? The transparency, I can take it down or take it up. The more you increase the transparency, the lighter it becomes. But this, I need to play it low. So what else? Can you just fit into my wall so that as I adjust it, it can respond to that. Now, once you have that, other things you need to do is to play with your measures and your column on your data set. For example, let's assume this is sales, online sales, or total sales. I can bring the total sales icon, put it there. I want this to step up. So select the image. And once I select the image, all I need to do under the format, align, no, bring it forward. Bring it to the front. Let the image stay right on the work. And what else do I want to do? I might want to play around the fonts of my data set. So the data label, 45 is pretty much. Make it 24. That should be okay. And the label, okay, I can leave the label that way. I can reduce this, bring it closer there, and click outside, and so on and so forth. I can take out the border and do lots and lots of things. So most of the things we have here, that is how we actually make use of all these images. And the values, you have them there, and they are all interactive. So pick anything, you see your values responding easily. Now, let's leave that. Back to my content. What am I to talk about next? Oh, buttons. I think I've talked about button already. So button and icon, you have the same thing. So these are my buttons. So you can easily add buttons to your work. I've just explained that. And apart from working with buttons, so the next thing I would like to talk about here is I can bring in buttons here as well. Let me quickly bring in that button we used last. This button, copy it, right click, come on, copy, Control C, bring it here. Let me have a button on this work, Control V, good. The button stays somewhere here, reduce the size a little bit, and I want to add action to my button. So this is the usefulness of button. Come to action. There was a section we had this morning. That section was mind-blowing. So talking about using your buttons, your icon to do lots of things around bookmark, drill through page navigation, and all what you have here. So, but for the purpose of my content, I want to just use this icon as a page navigation. So once I say page navigation, the next thing, what's the destination? If anybody hit on this icon, what should be my destination? My destination should be the first page or the content page. Okay, let's say the content page. Just go to the content page. So let's try this. Once I click on it, it takes me straight to the content page. So I can use all my button the same way. All these things add values to your presentation. Now on the content, let's quickly talk about working with image URL. So most of the time I've been getting this issue. I have this database that has a URL to all my images, but I cannot load those images on my phone. No issue. I'll be working with a data set. I just got this data set somewhere online and I manipulated some content around it. So we have countries in Africa, Algeria, Egypt, and so on and so forth. We have the image file name and we have the image URL. For example, this Algeria. Let me copy the image URL, Control C, and take it straight to my browser. Can you give me a new page? Dump it there. Let's see what you have there. So this is typically what you will get. Let me just try and manipulate this. See. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to my content. I should have Nigeria on my list. Okay, I can see Nigeria there. So why is it not coming up? Let me copy the URL and dump it right there. So these are the images, flag of different countries. Yeah, green, white, green. A great color indeed. Now back to my Excel. We have this and we also have our data, our sales detail. These are the sales that happen throughout the continent, and I can see the country. I can even see the region. This is in Western Africa. This is in Southern Africa. Great. So we have all these details. So with the help of relationship, I can relate my country to the country here to be able to get the image URL. Now back to Power BI desktop. I've actually called in the table, but I duplicated the country. I've already modeled one, the other one I've not modeled it. So let's see what I can do with this. Anytime you bring in a data set that you want to use the image URL, please, I always recommend come up to the model. Under the model, let me open it up. I want to properly model this image URL. Select the image URL, run down the list. As you have it here, you have this part here. You have it's telling me it's uncategorized. It's an URL, but it needs to know the category. How do you want to categorize this? Is it a city? Is it an address, a continent, all this? Or is it talking about what? Image URL. Sometime this morning, somebody asked a question about barcode. I don't know if he's still on the call. Of course, you can actually interact with barcode. Just let Power BI know under the categorization that this is actually categorized as a barcode. All I need to do is to categorize it as image URL. But don't let me do that for now. Let me see. Let's try to use it. Can I get a new page? A new page. Give me this. So this actually from the App Store. So it's called Checklight Slicer. It's a wonderful slicer. If you want to deal with images, it's good in handling images for you. Now let me come down to the country that I've not modeled. And let me drag the country, the category, just show me all the category as countries. Let me see all my countries. Great. I can see all my countries up there. And let me come to image. So the image I want to use, bring the image URL. Okay, so this actually worked perfectly. Let me change it to another type of view. Okay, on this type of view, because this is not a view, I'm using a multi-row card. It's not recognizing this. It brought it out as a test because what you have there is actually a test. But the checklist slicer is actually smart enough to do this for me. Now, what will I do if I'm not using, like the last presenter that was giving us, that told us to look inward. If your organization did not allow you use all this, what can you do? So let's manage this scenario better. So all I need to do is to let Power BI know that no, I want to categorize this. I can select it. Once I select it, I will go to the column tool. I can do it from here if I don't want to go back to model. Now from here, data category is also here. Drop it down and say, please, can you categorize this for me as image URL? So once I say do that for me as image URL, immediately the image will come up. And most of you that are having challenges with this, so that is just all you need to do. Do the proper categorization. And sometimes you are working with location, for example, country. Let me do a proper categorization here. Come back to data and say, look, this is actually a country. So anytime I want to use this, if I is going to put an icon there, that yes, this has been properly categorized. So modeling is key and is going to help your work and give it more value. So at this point, we've seen how the image URL can actually help your work. So let me go back to my content. So working with image URL, if you have any question around that, you can drop it. So another wonderful part I want to talk about is image in tooltip. Most of the times we use tooltip in our work. Where is that again? Number 3, 4. Number 4. Okay, now take a look at this. I have a tooltip, as we always have it. It's telling me the country is Nigeria, and the total sales in Nigeria is 12, is that million or billion? $12 million. So let me go to another location, South Africa. Go to another location. This is Kenya, $3 million. Now, as I'm looking at all these sales values, there is little I can do to this type of tooltip. I want a tooltip that is much more better, that can tell a better story. For example, take a look at this tooltip here. I want something that will show me the flag of South Africa, tell me some, that is sales by product category. Go again and give me some smart narration, telling me our best sales happened in year 2011 with a total sales of $7 million and a profit margin of 58%. So point another location. This is Egypt. Go somewhere else. This is small. So this is Rwanda. Okay, Tanzania is there. Let me come to West Africa. I can see this. All these things are amazing. Morocco, Algeria. Now, I want to have a smart tooltip instead of the regular tooltip that we use to have, so that I can tell a better story. So on my regular tooltip, so you can actually do more than this. Maybe somebody wants to see the average quantity sold. Let me select this. So on the tooltip, let me look for my order. Permit me, I did not do any measure and I promise not to write a single line of that. Can you give me the quantity? But this time on the average, let me point there, it will tell me. So the country is Nigeria, the sales is this, the average of my order quantity is 21.6. So there is little I can do. This is the best I can have here. But let's quickly get this done and we close our session for today. Now, to get this done, the very first thing you need to do is to have another page where you will do all this wonderful design. So let's have another page for this design. So give me a new page. Come on, give me a new page. So this is your regular Power BI report page. All you need to do here is under the formats for the page, not on any visual. I want to work on the page information. So the page information, do I want to give the page a name? Give it a name. Do I want to, it's actually a tooltip. Let it know that this is actually a tooltip. So let me give it a name. I cannot call it, change the name here. Let me call it country tooltip. Country tooltip. Okay. So let me just leave it that way. So it's actually a tooltip. What else? I think I'm okay with the page information. The other important part here is the size. Come up to the size. Then no, you can't come up with this heavy size of 16 by 9. That's the standard size for all your report pages. Drop it and say you want a size like a tooltip. Let me click on the tooltip. Can you see that this size is smaller compared to other pages as you have it? So this is the standard size for a tooltip. So collapse it. I think that's all you need to do as per working on the page. Now, the next thing I would like to work on is to design what are the things I want on this tooltip. So number one, I would like to have the name of the country. So let me put it in a card, call up a card. On my card from my sales, can you just show me the country name? Where is that? Country, good, come up, country. So the country, it will tell me the first country there is Algeria. I don't have a problem. I know anytime I'm working with it, it will always give me just one because I'm pointing to a country at a time. So that is that. What else do I want to put here? Let me see. Oh, let me have the map. So let me use multi-card or the, I always want to follow the last presenter. I've learned a lot from him. Let me come up with a multi-card. Good. With my multi-card, what do I want to put here? Can you give me the image URL? Give me the image URL. Come on, I love this. So the image URL is right out there. Reduce. Oh, this size is too big. Oh, no, I just want a flag because it will only be a country at a time. So that is the second point. And what else? Can I have a pie chart? Can I have a pie chart? Let me have a pie chart. Good. On my pie chart, what can I report on the pie chart? Can you tell me the channel against the sales that happen in this channel? Good. Make it smaller. Bring it towards this place. Okay. Good. So I can work on the design and so on and so forth. So that. So at this point, I think I have, please take time. The other one I did, I think I spent quite some time, gave, reduce the fonts, did something. Oh, I even use a smart narrative. This is an AI, under your AI visual. This is a wonderful visual that can help you tell the story. So many people, they will say, can we have this type of narration on our work that is smart enough to know what is going on? Of course, you can always have smart narrative on your work. So, back, sub, that is just that. This is just to show you how to do this. You can quickly tidy things up if you have the time. So let me save what I've done so I won't lose anything. I'm back to my page. I'm trying to locate that page again. Okay, this is the page. So on getting here, on this particular visual, I will come here and say, look, I want to format this visual. I will look for tooltip right here. So the tooltip is on. Good. If I put it off, what I'm saying is I don't want the tooltip to work again for this visual, but it's not affecting other visual. But I want it on. That is first step. Step number two, should I use the tooltip as a report or I should use the defaults? Default is the one that you've been working with, but use it as a report. So there's already a report page I've created. The next thing is, can I know that page? Of course. This is the one I just created, country tooltip. So select it and try it out. This is amazing. Nigeria, South Africa, Morocco, and so on and so forth. So this is how you can make use of images and tell lots of wonderful story with Power BI. So that is that. Okay, so let me see my content. Let me go back online. Okay, I've done this. Next page. On the next page, what else do I have here? We are done with this. What do we have here? Okay, this is where we talk about doing something more creative from what we have here. The next page, we've done all the demo as we talk about them. And in conclusion, number one, importance of image in storytelling. We've discussed it. You cannot bring down the importance of image in storytelling because people can easily forget what you say, but the picture that they have in their memory will remain with them forever. Picture lasts longer than text. So let us try to use images in our presentation. Also, we talk about using image during visual formatting as icon for infographic presentation of data and as buttons. Thirdly, we look at categorizing your image URL properly during your data modeling. And finally, we work on building a sexy tooltip that can actually enhance our storytelling and presentation. So, okay, thank you very much. If I have any question, you can read. So my image, this image is open with an hyperlink. I can click that will take you to my own, what's it called? My own site where you have my Twitter handle, my LinkedIn, email, my WhatsApp, my GitHub link. So that is that about that. Question, please mark if you have any question on the chat. If I have, let's see how I can deal with that. Hello? Okay. So thank you so much. Let me go up to around 5. Okay, good. Okay, have you tried using image URL as hierarchy? For example, image for country flag that will drill down to image URL. Okay, so if you are using image for hierarchy, it's still the same. It depends on your usage. So the checklet may actually give you issue when using this, but you can actually use other visuals that can help you tell the story more like an hierarchy and use it. So it depends on what you want to do. So what he's saying is this: by the time I click on Nigeria, maybe when I click, it should open up and give me another image where it will talk about all the states within the country and so on and so forth. Of course, you can always do that. I wish I have a data set that can allow me drill down, but you can always manage that, no issue. So any other question on my chat? Where is that?
Question for Sanjeev Kumar is, can you please explain how you created the scrolling sales by regional visual?
Can I do okay? Can you please explain how you can create okay? Okay, that is actually a visual from where is my page again? Where is that scrolling stuff? Okay, good. So all what you need to do, number one, you must have signed into your Power BI desktop and be sure you have your name up there. So the next thing is come to these three dots where you can get more visual apart from the default visual given to us by Microsoft Power BI. On getting here, go to add more visuals. So when you click on add more visual, this will take us to the marketplace. So where you can grab lots and lots of visuals to play with. So okay, are we in the marketplace? Good. So right there in the marketplace, what visual am I looking for? Oh, look at another visual for infographics. You can plot a graph instead of your normal regular bar. You can have this visual with the icon you have in mind. It's amazing. But the one you're talking about is called scroller. You can note it. This is the name of the what's it called, of the visual I use there. Let me add it. So once I add, oh, I already have it. So this is it, scroller. So all you need to do, sorry, I have it. All you need to do is to drop the scroller on your screen. I have the scroller right there on my screen. So what did I want to show on the scroller? On the scroller, can you show me all the promotion we are running? Or product category? Show me all my product category, and not just the product category. Can you show me the sales or the revenue or the profit margin? Anything you feel like showing, you are free. Can you show me the sales we made from each of the products category? It's telling me a category called computer, we made $21,000. Camera and camcorder gave us 17,000. TV and video gave us 9 million, sorry, cell phone, and so on. That is how we have this. But this is talking about, I think I plotted region against margin, yeah? So this is what I have here. So that's how to do the scroll bar. And how we did the smart narrative is another wonderful AI tool that you can always work with. Let me call up a smart narrative. Smart narrative allows you to type whatsoever you have in mind. So let me just say, give me total sales is, can't you make this guy bigger? 18. Aha, this is better. Total sales is XXX. I'm coming back there to complete this. Total sales is this, and the average or the total profit or margin, the total margin equals another XXX. I'm coming there to fix that. Wait. So I've talked about the total sales. I've talked about the margin. I'm just trying to look at what I can pick up here with average selling price. Please permit me, I did not plan this. When you are talking about visual, you plan your story. So I'm just coming up with a story. Average selling price of another XXX. Good. So you can continue, just complete your narration. Now, what I need here is total sales is, I need to have a total sales value. So I will come here. The smart narrative will always give you this pop-up menu. Click on add a value. What is the value? Just ask your question. I need a total sales. You will suggest that total sales that this is the value. Of course, that's all I wanted. So call it sales. Sales. That is the name you should call it. Drop it. So I have it. So I don't need the XXX I put there. In fact, I want to bolden this and give it a nice color. I can change the color if I want to. So everything depends on you. And the total margin equals, I need a total margin here. The next thing, add value. Value, do you have anything like margin? Yeah, we have margin. So I can come here and say, please give me the total margin. Margin, good. So that's the total margin. So I'm okay with this. We'll call this margin or profits. Give it to me. Cool. So take out what I have there. You can beautify this guy a little bit. Good. Just bold it. And finally, average selling price of, okay, give me another value and call this average. I want the average selling. You would have, if you have your DAS, I mean your measures, you can just call them up. I'm not using measure, I'm just using Q&A. Average, what's selling price there? Sorry. Oh, average unit price. Average unit price. Good. Give me the average unit price. Oh, this is not giving me value. Why? Oh, C is missing. I think I'm okay. The average unit price is this. This looks good. Give it to me. And at those points, make it, increase the font. I think I'm using 18 and bold it. I don't need the XXX I have there. So with what I have, I've done a nice narration. I can just add a slicer to this work so that we can see the impact of our narration. The slicer should work based on region, Okay, we have some regions there. So let me pick Eastern Africa. So Eastern Africa, the total sales is $7 million and the total margin is $4 million with an average selling price of this. Let's move on to another location. So that is that. So this gives value as you interact with your work. If I click here, it's smart, it will work, it will connect. So thank you very much. I hope I've answered all questions. Mark, any other question for me, please?
Let's have a look. Thank you for that. That was absolutely brilliant. And there are a couple of questions as well as lots of compliments. Let's have a look at this. So, is it a bookmark you use for your presentation? Also, what is the name of the visual you imported that has 4 blocks with different colors? I think she's referring to the tree map.
Okay, this, right?
Yes, I guess so.
Oh,
this is Chioma at 1742.
I use a tree map for this. And all I did is I just transferred all my slide from PowerPoint. Initially, I've done the slide on PowerPoint, and I felt, why am I using PowerPoint to do the presentation when I'm going to talk about images? Just use images all through your work. So all my slide, one after the other, like this slide, all I need to do is to right-click, save it as a picture, and the next thing I did in Power BI, give me a new page, and on the new page, give me image and call up that image for me. So, and that is about all. Okay, look at all of them. The conclusion page, call up the conclusion page for me. And the next thing is to blow it open to fill the screen and add my buttons as we have it for my own and all those stuff. So that's basically what I did. Oh, this is actually another image, but I also use button for this. What I actually called up here is not a still image, but it's a GIF image, animated image. You can get all this from your PowerPoint. Just save them, save this as GIF and call it up. Just the normal way you call up the image as well, and everything works fine, just like that. So, okay, it's a thank you GIF. I got this online, and that's all. Okay, so any other question?
Yes, I
Just
think the
one.
question. Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, please.
There was just one question, and I think you answered it on that slide. Do you have a blog post or YouTube video on using image URL?
Yes. So on my YouTube channel, the community, all our weekly events, we upload what we do. So you can always get more, what's it called, information about that. And this is my URL. If you can hit that URL, it takes you
Great.
here. From here, you can get to my Twitter handle, my LinkedIn page, and so many other parts. We can take up our conversation from there. Thank you very much. Any
Okay,
other one?
thank you very
Yeah.
much. Any other questions? Let's put them in the chat. Otherwise, it was an absolutely brilliant talk, and we all learned a great deal.
Thank you very,
Very
much.
impressive indeed. Any other talks? Hold on, there might be a new message. Let's have a quick look. 5:49. So somebody's talking about the import. Oh, that's you. Right, lovely. Goodness.
I
Do you remember
mean,
the imported visual close to this? Chioma again. She was referring to the imported visual close to the scroller visual.
imported visual close to the scroll bar.
Scroller visual.
Again. Did
Okay,
I have that?
Chioma, if you want to add a bit more to understand which one you meant.
Imported visual close.
Oh, it must be the scroller visual. Are we talking about the one below it or above it? There's a tree map above
All
it.
these are icon. All these are icon. Everything we have here, they are all icon. It's not a visual. All these, they are all icon. Look at them on my PowerPoint. I just brought in all the icons to PowerPoint and I took them straight. Look at them. So these are they are just icons. So I arrange them there and I make use of them to tell a story. That is all. So it's not a visual at all, just icons. I'm only playing with images. That's all. Just playing with images.
I think he's talking about the home and the forward and next buttons. So can you explain, please?
Okay.
Right.
So, now what we have here, they are just icons as well. Just your normal regular icon. And the only thing you do to your regular icon is to, let me quickly build one icon from scratch. Give me a button. Come on, a blank button. Good. The blank button is up there. What type of icon do I want on this button? So from here, you will see fill. Put it on. And say, please, can you add for me? These are all my icon. So what did I want? Can you add for me content? So it's trying to put that, but it's bigger than the space I needed. No problem. All I need to do is to say fit. Fit into that box. Good. And I don't like the color, it's not dark. I can work on the transparency as well. And this is the same icon as I have here. Now, this very icon, I can now tell it, give it an action. Don't just be a regular icon. Put on the action. I want you to call any for me. Call a bookmark, but it's not a bookmark. It's another page. I want to reference another page. So page URL. So which page am I calling? Call the content page for me. So the implication here is this. If I hit on this button, it takes me straight to the content page. But please note, when I want to click on the button, I hold down Control key because I am on design mode. So if you don't need to hold down Control key if you are on presentation mode like this. I don't need to hold down Control key if I am on the presentation mode. But if I'm on the design mode, please, to use any URL or link, you have to hold down. Okay, it's even telling me, can you see? Control plus click. a day. So thank you very, very much. Any other question?
Thank you, Aitechi. That was brilliant. We're going to give everybody a 5-minute breather before Nicholas starts in talking about performance in Power BI on the hour in exactly 5 minutes time. So everybody stretches their legs, rest their eyes. It's been a long day so far, and we'll see everybody in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And thanks
thank
again.
you.
Brilliant talk and lots of amazing things said in the comments. So
Yes. Oh, sorry, please. I got what you are saying now. Oh, there's a slicer there. Thank you. So look at it. Chiclet slicer. So please, that's a slicer. I never knew this is what you're talking about. So you use this for images, majorly. Images automatically, they pick up the image URL and render it for you. Thank you for that.
thank you, Aitechi. We'll start again in 4 minutes.